Yes. So I managed to find the logo on the internet. So there you go, Google Images. Yes, this is Functional Skills English Level 1 at South and City College in Birmingham, Handsworth campus. Today's date. And that's my full name, Sunil Nafre. Okay. Like I said, I'm very experienced at what I'm doing. Okay. And I just wanted to work with students. Okay. Because I work with lots of teachers and I just missed working with students, and that's why I made a phone call and said, "Oh, we have a class ready for us. Brilliant, fantastic, let's do it." Okay then, right, so this is level 1, and this is group C, okay? So I am the course tutor for group C, so you'll have all of your teaching with me on this particular program, okay? And done the welcome. As I said, there are 2 exams that you're going to be doing, reading and writing. If some of you have not done the speaking and listening, I'm sure that will be arranged for you, because it's very important that by the end of June, before you finish, that everybody has done their speaking and listening level 1, their reading at level 1, and their writing at level 1. Okay? And with the reading, you will have to read at least 2 documents, okay? And then you'll have to answer lots of different questions, okay? Now, I have got an example here of some of the things that you'll be asked to do. For example, this is an example of a typical document that you'll be asked to read in the exam for a level 1 exam, okay? And then you're going to have different types of questions that you're going to be answering, okay? And so I'm going to help you to answer those types of questions, okay? And there are lots of different things. I don't know whether you know, but in this country, well, in the whole of the UK, the functional skills exams have changed, okay? When they started in 2010, that was 10 years ago, okay? But since 2019, last year, the qualification is now more challenging. It's more difficult because the government wants to raise standards. They want to make sure that we as teachers are teaching you more English so you can become much better readers and writers and better speakers, okay? So the qualification has slightly changed, okay? So we are working with the new specifications, the 2019. So, and we will make sure that all of you are trained in all of the elements the government wants you to be trained in, okay, with regards to reading and writing. With writing, spelling, punctuation and grammar, we call SPAG, okay, SPAG. When you hear SPAG, it's an acronym for spelling, punctuation and grammar. In the schools, the children will say, "Oh, Mum, Dad, I've got SPAG work to do." They're talking about spelling, punctuation and grammar. In the functional skills English level 1, nearly 50% of your marks will come from spelling, punctuation and grammar. So it's quite interesting, some of you said that punctuation's a problem. Not a problem at all. We're going to be working on those things, okay? I mean, shortly I'm going to be asking you to do a diagnostic assessment so I know exactly how good you are with your spelling, your punctuation and grammar. Okay, so we're going to be doing that very shortly. Okay, so the exams are they're hard. The exams are harder than before. Okay, have you heard of GCSE English? Yeah, GCSE English is more or less the same, well, level-wise in terms of the level 2 functional skills. But with the old qualification, there was too much of a gap between level 2 and GCSE. Now the gap is a lot more narrow. So if anybody finished level 2 functional skills, they may decide to do GCSE English. It should be easier because the level 2 now is harder, okay? So some of the things that the GCSE English students have to do, the new level 2 students have to do as well, okay? And some of the old level 2 functional skills is now coming into the level 1. So level 1 is harder than before, okay? So welcome on board to a much more challenging functional skills course. But as you know, the classes, my classes will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, okay? Now, I believe that we are going to have another, probably about 5 or 6 students coming in, okay? And that's absolutely fine. So we'll welcome them as soon as they've been enrolled and transferred. And yes, the name of the examination board of the qualification that you're doing is City and Guilds, okay? It's a big examination board, okay? And this college works with City and Guilds. I mean, you have other boards like AQA, EdXL Pearson, OCR, NCFE, but you're doing the City and Guilds, okay? So this here is an example of a text that comes from a City and Guilds past exam paper, okay? There is a website, there is a website that actually has all of the sample papers on there, but what I will be doing is I will be showing you what these papers look like, so then you know exactly what you need to do, and I'll help you to get there, okay? And task-based learning, okay, now every single teacher will have their own way of teaching, their own approach towards teaching. For level 1 functional skills English, I'll be using a task-based approach, okay? What that means is that there's going to be a big task which is going to be the center of the session, okay? Now, we'll either do it today or tomorrow, depending on time, but one of the big tasks I'm going to be asking you to do is to be able to read and understand a complete article about consumer rights, because the first topic I'm going to teach you is about consumer rights. So the task is for you to read all this, okay? And then do the questions. However, I'm not just going to give it to you like this. We're going to do lots of pre-task work, lots of activities before I give you this, and then after you've done the task, I'll then give you some post-task activities so you can learn more about the topic. You can learn more about the skills that you need, so when you do the task the next time, it'll be even better than before. Okay? Has anybody heard of this, task-based learning? No, okay. So this helps me to make sure that I give you something functional, and it's something similar to what you'll do in the exam, but I'll give you the training before, and you'll also have more training afterwards. So then you'll then hopefully become more confident before you do your exams. Okay, it's about building your confidence as well. So then you feel as though that you can do this. And there is going to be a big emphasis on spelling, punctuation, and grammar in my teaching. Okay? Obviously, it's going to help you with the writing, because nearly 50% of the marks are to do with SPAG. The other 50% is to do with composition, in terms of how, what you've written, how you've organised it. Does it flow? Does it all connect? Does it answer the question? Okay? So all these things will be part of the writing. But the SPAG is really important. Okay? And in today's lesson, obviously it's our first class. So, it was about getting to know each other. That's really important. You've done the literacy clock, which is amazing. And then what we're going to be doing now is looking at identifying the main points in a text, okay? In terms of reading a piece of text and try to identify the main points, okay? And this is part of the new specifications. This is level 1, reading, criteria 9, okay? So this is from the subject specification for the functional skills, okay? And it's a really important skill to really to master, for you to be able to really undertake lots of lots of different ways of trying to understand a piece of text, and so you can then find out what the purpose is, what is the can you talk about the writing style, what kind of style is this? Can you talk about some of the information in the text? Can you talk about some of the words, the meaning of words? Are you able to find phrases in there that relate to something? Okay, these are the kind of things that you're going to have to do for a level 1. Okay, fantastic. Are there any questions about anything presented so far? Any questions? Everybody happy? Yeah. Everybody in the right room? You are. That's good. Sorry, I have a sense of humour, so please don't be offended. I do like things. Sometimes if you make people laugh, then that means that they understand because they're laughing. Okay, right. Now, just some questions I need to ask you. When you started in September, did the college ask you to do an assessment on the computer? Did they give you, okay, was it BKSB or?
Yeah, BKSB.
Did BKSB?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you all know your diagnostic results? Some of you know? Okay, all right. I think that Jenny will let me have your diagnostic results because I also need to keep a record of them. However, what I always like to do again with new students is I always like to give people a diagnostic assessment to do, okay, as part, because again, I want to learn more about you, okay? I want to learn more about how you read information, how you respond to instructions. I want to know how good you are with writing correct sentences. Are you using the correct grammar? Are you using the subjects and the verbs and the objects in the correct order? What about your use of tenses, your use of punctuation, full stops, commas, exclamation marks, question marks, things like that. And also there's a free writing, okay? Now, this is going to take you some time to complete, but it's a very important exercise, okay? Now, have you been told about breaks? Are you given a break? What time did they tell you?
11.
For 15 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. So what we'll do then is we'll make a start now, okay? And then I'll say, right, guys, 11:45, have a 15-minute break, and then you come back for 11 and you carry on with this exercise, okay? And some of you may finish early. That's absolutely fine, not a problem. But what I'm going to do now, guys, is I'm just going to give everybody a copy. Please, can you write your name and today's date? So, I'm afraid I couldn't find my stapler yesterday. You just have to bear with me. No problem. Thank you, sorry. Oh, that's very kind of you. That's lovely. Okay. I've got more for other students. There you go. Okay, everybody, so just write your name at the front and today's date. And then, when you open the page, it says this pack looks at some skill areas in written communication. There are exercises for you to do, which you can score. And so, basically, when you get to the third page, then it asks you to then... So, basically, I want you to read the instructions, okay? Read the instructions, and then I'd like you to then do the questions, okay? And this may take you some time to do, okay? But I really want to find out exactly where everybody is at with their spelling, punctuation, and grammar. Okay, everybody, carry on then.